Under 25. License revoked. Driving without insurance. You're just the guy we're looking for. You are not ready.
Yep, that's for Ridge Racer.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, that was the 90s, baby. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Play Retro. This is where we talk about old video games. I'm Scott Johnson, one of your hosts. And I know when I see the sexy lady with the flag that I will get to race in first person for a while, and then I will see a giant game of Tetris being played on a huge business building in the middle of town. Will I drift? Oh, yes. Will I wish this was Ridge Racer 4 on the PlayStation 1? Absolutely. But it's okay because you got to start somewhere, and it may as well be with the Pac-Man people. Still doesn't make up for that terrible Dig Dug sequel, but it comes close.
Oh, Dig Don't. And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway, and I need you to move out the way 1 minute, lady, because I'm about to drift my way past all 11 of these other early 3D arcade racers like it's 1993, and I got $20 worth of Aladdin's Castle tokens. Burn the hole in my pocket, baby. Vroom.
Vroom's right. Hold on a minute. Oh, Aladdin's Castle. We had that too.
Aladdin's Castle.
They took over the slot we had at the mall that my dad had his arcade in. They took that space. Jerks.
Bastards.
Yeah.
They took it?
Well, they took it after the crash of 85.
After the crash. Yeah.
And then arcades continued, but they were never the same after that.
Aw.
Thanks a lot, home
Did y'all have
consoles.
like an arcade in like a machine in the back that you know, it's called like Flynn's Arcade, just like a...
Yeah, it would scan you in and take you into the cyberspace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still there right now.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I live there.
I still live there.
I
This
walked
is it.
right in here.
Yeah, you're all part of my simulation. You guys just didn't know it.
Yeah.
That's a cool... You know what would be a cool movie idea is where the simulation is real, but it's one guy who realizes he's the one running it. And the rest of the world doesn't know. That could be something right there.
Yeah, it could be something.
All right, I'll write it. My next great American novel.
Isn't
That'll
that
be
just God? Okay.
I mean, maybe. But, that's the problem.
Is God behavior?
God never says nothing, so you got to have this kid who's like, he'll be 14, he'll live in Pasadena. I got it all. It's all figured out.
Isn't that George Burns? Oh, okay.
And we'll set it in the 80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be a lot of...
Did I ever tell you about...
Yeah, go ahead.
Did I ever tell you about... you could please sing, though. Finish up.
I'm done. That was it. That's all you're going to get.
I want to do Jambox Time Machine. I feel like they've missed an opportunity just to
Jambox. Oh,
play,
play on
some kid finds some old tape deck player, and then when he plays songs from certain time periods, he gets sucked into that time period. Yeah,
sign me up. Can it just be? Can it be just the soundtrack to like Vice City, GTA Vice City?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it's still the best.
Yeah.
Soundtrack.
And he shows up at places where people are like, either falling in love or some song means something to him, and then they're like, he screws it up and he disappears from the picture. No, I'm just watching Back to the Future. Okay, never mind.
You know what we're gonna have to do?
What's that?
Next year, and May 26th, 2026 is the day that GTA 6 comes out.
Okay.
We should save up for this, but when that comes around, that should be the day that the week we talk about GTA 3, which is already retro.
Yes.
It's already retro.
Yes.
So we do 3 and we do Vice City, which is perfect because that's where the new game is set. It's back in Vice City.
Perfect.
Not set in the 80s, but set back in the city. Right. So we could have a real week that week, kind of like we did with Doom and Doom the Whatcha-Hoochie. We can do
Doom
that.
and Whatcha-Hoochie, and even Ridge Racer, because it's hitting the arcade archives this week for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Soon to be Switch Day.
They're never gonna make a movie around this game, though, are they? You're never gonna get like
Ridge Racer? They've already made 2.
No.
You're right.
And maybe Japan, like an anime or something.
I'm sure.
There's nothing here. Sorry, Pac-Man people. Keep working at it.
I think it was called Tokyo Drift, right?
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
Still the best of the Fast and Furious, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Ridge Racer and its impact and all that fun stuff. But before we do any of that, I wanted to let folks know at home that couple things. Sorry, there's the new sliding screen Ambernick thing that got announced.
That looks like old cell phone kind of slidey screen kind of thingy. Yeah.
I kind of want one, dude.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
Was it Ambernick or somebody else? Hold on.
I know Ambernick's working on one. I don't know if anybody else is working. They're all just fighting right now to see who can dominate the market.
Yeah, I mean they've done a pretty good. Oh, here it is, RG Slide. You're right, it is Ambernick.
Yeah,
and it slides up like one of those old PSP phones.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? Those were a hot thing for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Well, here's a little promo for it. But basically, it's like, oh, here I am at breakfast. I'm having my pie for breakfast. And then she pulls out her Ambernick and she says to herself, oh, shit, slide it up.
Shikabonk. Ambernick Slide.
I do want to check that out. I don't know what's going to be in there, but it is Android, though, which I don't always love, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not saying I don't like Android in general. I don't love Android for emulation, even though technically it's pretty good at it. I like a Linux like custom thing.
Yeah.
I just do.
No, I'm with you. It seems like, because, a lot of times you have it's just such a smoother experience.
It is, isn't it? It can be. I mean, the stock stuff's not always great, but usually when you do something like, what was the one we did that I liked so much? I forgot the name.
Garlic OS.
Garlic OS. I loved Garlic OS.
Yeah. See, that kind of stuff. That's what I like too, because everything works because it's emulating all old 8 and 16-bit stuff. And then usually when they're doing Android, they're like, let's see if we can make this thing do the N64 and play it PlayStation 2, and it kind of just struggles with it a lot of times. So
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't like that. Well, anyway, we'll have more on that soon. Then the other thing I was going to say. Is that we should have had this ready for last week, but it wasn't all totally done. But we're going to give away a copy of Doom: The Dark Ages on Steam.
Doom: The Dark Ages. I just picked that up on something.
Probably Steam, Xbox, maybe. It's on Game Pass. That'd be a good place to get it. But if you really want it on Steam and you want the $69 value for free, then you can enter a contest to get it. We did this on Core. Now we're doing it on Play Retro.
Yeah.
All of this thanks to our friends at doghousesystems.com. They are the ones donating the game. And you can go to frogpants.com/play retro contest. Keeping it nice and simple. Play retro contest. Once again, frogpants.com/play retro contest. And when you go there, let me go full screen. You can see that there's a little Doomy thing and some info, a little disclaimer, and then you guys can just sign up for it. It's real simple. We don't keep any of this info. It's just for the contest. And as soon as it's done, we wipe the database and we do another one later. So if you want to sign up today for your chance, and maybe you may be a Core listener and going, well, I already signed up for the other one. You can do it here too if you want. Okay.
Why not both?
Why not try to get both? Do what you can.
I doubt you're going to win both. So
well, you're not going to win both, but you definitely have a better chance of getting it if you go sign up for either thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you haven't done it, go over there and do it. It is frogpants.com/play retro contest, and it will run for one Earth week until we have our next episode, and then we'll give it away. Yeah.
Oh my God!
I know.
Get on it.
It's exciting. Right?
I bet Doom Dark Ages runs really well on a doghouse system. That's what you got, right?
Oh hell yeah! I run it on max everything, 144 frames per second.
Yeah.
4K max all my textures and distances and all that stuff.
My texture distances.
My textures and my distances.
I got a huge Z buffer.
You should see the size of my Z buffer, dude. I'm buffering Z's like nobody's business. I'm gonna start taking naps buffering Z's. Because I could use one. I could use a Z buffer.
I could use a huge Z buffer.
Anyway, well, I'll remind you weirdos at the end of the show about the link again. But for now, you know what's going on. Brian, Ambernick is at Best Buy now? How did that work out? What are they doing there?
Ambernick is at Best Buy. A couple of their devices are out there. I definitely have seen the Ambernick RG556 at Best Buy, and that's good news. I think the prices are a little bit higher than if you ordered them like from a reseller, like on Amazon, or if you directly order from Ambernick. However, it's a nice buffer right now that Best Buy is warehousing these things. Right, because that means
it's very cool.
If the tariffs hit in a certain way, guess what? We're all right.
Well, for now, and then they get new stock, and then we're screwed. But yes,
well, for a while anyway. That's right. So that's the 556, and Ambernick was kind enough to send us a Ambernick RG 557, which is the next version of the 556. Look at that. Talk about future competitions. I started reviewing this last night, started writing up a review for this. I've been playing with it and trying to get my hands all dirty. It's nice and smooth and slick. Yeah. Oh my God. I like how this is. I will say this. I won't give too much away about what I think about this, but I will tell you it is one of the most comfortable of these Ambernic devices that I've held in my hand. Just something about it. I didn't think I would like this smooth surface. It's like translucent, but it feels really good.
AMOLED screen, that's cool. How big is that screen?
AMOLED, yes, the AMOLED. What is it? 5.8, I believe, is what it is. And AMOLED looks really sharp and it's really dark with the blacks. It's kind of hard to capture though because you have to crank it all the way up. It's kind of like how it's difficult to capture things on the CRTs and stuff, but yeah, it looks good.
Oh, I see you have the only good Ridge Racer game on there. That's
yeah, yeah. Well, I have other ones too, but I did that for Scott because I've been talking about this all week. I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about Ridge Racer at the arcade and in the first one, and Scott says, we're talking about Ridge Racer 4, and I'm like, no, we're gonna do that one in his own episode. But Scott loves Ridge Racer 4, so
I love,
and we can
4.
still talk about it.
Yeah,
we can spend the rest of the night talking about it if we want to. This is our show. We'll do what the hell we want.
Do whatever the hell we want to do. But 4 is great. If you haven't played 4, we'll talk more about 4 because 4, I think, is still the ultimate Ridge Racer. There's other games since. There's newer games since. Doesn't matter. It's still the best. Take my word for it.
Still the best.
Well, that's nice, Brian. Very cool.
And guess what, Scott? As soon as I get through messing around with it and writing my thoughts, I'm going to send it to Scott, and then Scott's going to pack it up and give it away.
That's right. We're going to find a hot winner out there for these devices as we get them. So originally they were supposed to send us both one, but I think that guy forgot I exist.
So I think maybe I misunderstood, and so like now he sent it to me, and then I send it to you, and then we give it away.
It's totally fine. It works out. It's all good. But I emailed him a couple times like, hey, I'm just checking in, and did nothing. Just got ghosted. So I'm like, hey, if he's talking to you, that's good.
I know.
That's good.
Right?
Nothing wrong with that.
At least he's talking to me. So
yeah, at least he's talking to one of them.
And I had mentioned it before too, but it was kind of one of those uncomfortable silences, like. Yeah,
we're not doing it. So it's no big deal. We plan on giving this stuff away anyway. We're going to give these all away. Yeah. We want people to feel the love in their hands. Yeah. So watch for a future giveaway as well. Yeah.
Plus, it gives us the opportunity to. Our community is pretty big into the Ambernic stuff and the Mius and everything else that's handheld, and it's good to be able to get our hands on this and have our own opinions. About these.
I agree. It's good to and share those opinions, which we of course will do.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we're going to do today for our main topic.
Shall we play a game?
Yep, how about we put a few quarters in here and play a little bit of the old Ridge Racer. I have some fantastic noise to play later.
Oh.
It's not until we talk about Rave Racer.
Oh, yeah, Rave Racer is... I didn't even know about Rave Racer, and I can't wait.
I have some memory of it in an arcade somewhere, and I don't think I played it, but I remember there being maybe 4 of them connected or something.
Right.
And I remember this lady's voice at the beginning when you put a quarter in, and that's what I captured, so we'll play that later. But today we are talking about Ridge Racer, certainly as it first appeared in the arcade. And very quickly later, well, not very quickly, but relatively quickly, was what was maybe the premier launch title for the PlayStation 1.
Absolutely.
You could argue Toshinden, and there were other stuff that were kind of a big deal, but I think the big monster push this hardware kind of game was Ridge Racer at the time.
Yeah.
There's that lady I love doing her thing.
This lady. I don't remember this. Remember this guy running across the behind her?
Nope.
I think they took that out for the PlayStation version. But
I don't remember that guy at all. None.
It made me laugh so hard the first time I seen it because I played the PlayStation 1 Ridge Racer, and I played it at the arcade way back in the day. On a stand-up machine. I might have had a sit-down machine, one of the deluxe ones with the 2 screens on the side, but I don't think so. I think I would have loved that too much to have forgotten.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. That feels like the kind of thing that would stay with you a little bit. You know?
Yeah. But I remember that guy I was like, because usually you're just staring at the lady with the sign, right? The 1 minute lady.
Yeah, you know how we know that we've been staring at the lady and not paying attention to the other thing? Because the other thing existed the whole time, and you and I just noticed it.
Wait, there's a guy?
Yeah.
There's
a dude
across?
there? Yeah. And there's probably some lady at home going, yeah, I don't think there was a lady. It was just a dude. It's the same thing. It's all about your perspective.
Okay, it's all about perspective. Which you could not change.
No, you couldn't change your perspective at the arcade. No way. In fact, you couldn't at all. This first-person view you're seeing from this game, this is what you had. You raced in Ridge Racer in first-person mode, like down by the bumper.
Yeah.
That's the view, and that's all you got. And this would change with 2. Or wait, did 2 change it, or was it?
Two added a rear view mirror. Now, once we got onto we got to the PlayStation added that.
They added it,
and
yeah.
I read a bunch of stuff. There's 3 major versions of this. There's this regular Ridge Racer that you would see at like a stand-up and regular seat with just one screen. But then they had one that was the deluxe, and it had 3 screens. So it's kind of wrapped around you a little bit. And then there was the one that I never heard of, and that was Ridge Racer Full, which is a specialized one. And I think I put a link in the arcade blogger inside the Ridge Racer notes there. If I need to post it in the show notes, in the Discord.
I can pick it up. You're good.
But essentially, there's a full size Mazda Miata is what we call it here in the U.S. And you sit in there, you use that steering wheel, you use that gas pedal. You're looking at deluxes right now, and there's the Mazda Miata right
now. I played one of these. I don't remember where.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I did it, but I did it somewhere. It may have been through some connection my dad had. I can't remember how I got in there, but I remember at the time going, how is there a full-blown Miata here? How is this possible?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And
the MX-5.
And it was called, what was that called? That car was called the MX-5 in Japan? Or what was it called?
Was it called the MX-5? I thought it was always called the Mazda Miata. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right one. Anyway, small Mazda car, convertible.
Pretty sure it's a Miata, but I don't know what Japan called it. They maybe had a different name.
Right.
But yeah, I rode this. I was in this.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a real car, though. I think it was a...
Oh, it was. I'm sure
it's a fake shell of a car.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was a fake shell of a car. From what the videos I watched said they had removed the engine, but the steering wheel was in there. The heating and cooling controls were in there. They didn't work. The speakers were in there. That was hooked to the arcade machine.
Yep.
And I believe this used the deluxe edition ROM, or maybe had the full edition. Excuse me. But it basically had 3 screen widths.
Yeah. It was like a big, all-encompassing view, kind of a 20. Right. Probably the ratio is about like a widescreen today, like the 21 by what's the ratio?
WXGA or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the wide.
Yeah, whatever that is, 20 to 1 ratio, whatever it is.
Right.
But I've actually been on this thing. Wild. I forgot all about it until you brought it up, and it's perfect because your roll cage UI that's missing from the game is physically there now.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that because I had forgotten that you just ride on the bumper. It's like you're on a bug on the license plate in front of the car or something. You're just going and it's weird. But yeah, I would love to have a hood to look at while I'm driving.
When you play a racing game, even a modern one today, are you a third person just behind the car guy? Are you in the thing? What do you do?
I'm always behind the car. It's how I learned to drive in video games, and it's how I'm always going to do it. It's just too I can't, in the real world, I can look around quick enough. I can look in my mirrors and look around quick enough. It's a real 3D space, and that works fine when I'm in a car. But when I'm playing a game, it's usually too clunky because you have to have a second control just to control your head essentially, so you can swivel around and and look, and it's just too much. It's too much.
I tend to agree. I think that's the way I play. If there's usually multiple settings now, so you can like do a couple of different versions, like further away from the car, right up near the back of the car, in the car with the wheel and the whatnot. So then there's usually a mode where it's just the hood. So you're looking out the front of the hood, and then there's a mode that's like Ridge Racer, where it's just this first-person bug on the windshield thing.
Right.
And of all of those, I always gravitate toward just behind the car. I want to see the shiny car. I want to see the car I'm driving. I want to see the cool paint job.
Yeah.
That's how I want to play those games. And I understand the immersion of having this first-person thing. I totally get it. But it's not my preferred way to play.
I think, and maybe it's just broken for me, it's kind of like, there's a couple things in racing games that break for me. They're supposed to make it more immersive. Like if you're at home and you have one of the steering wheels, Logitech steering wheels, and I even have a metal frame that I attach to it, and it's pretty heavy, but it doesn't have the solidness that a car does, like a real car. Even though it's very sturdy, I just don't know, unless I had a full roll cage that was welded in there. I just don't see how I could feel like it's a real experience. The same with being in a car.
Yep.
Like I'm usually behind the car so I can see what the back of the car is doing, which is something I would feel when I was in a car. But when I'm doing it, when I'm in the car in the game, I can't feel anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I can only
I get it.
use my vision. So
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm the same. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's more of a video game and less of a tech demo when I can see my
Right.
car, especially in car games that are like dirt rally games where there's a lot of physics with the tires and
Right.
the way the road behaves and that sort of thing. I don't know. I just something about that. But this game at the time, this represented a massive upgrade in
Right.
driving visuals and physics. Even though it was a little ridiculous on the ability to coast, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Drift.
Jeez, I couldn't think of the word
Yeah,
drift.
yeah.
The drifting was out of control, but in a good way. Just freaking beautiful, right? Felt great. And I think it translated to home pretty well with that first version of the PS1 version, the launch version of Ridge Racer. I thought was pretty strong.
I thought it was amazing. It was actually after playing both of them, unless you're at the arcade with all the steering wheel and the high and low, the up and down of the changing of the gears and everything, I definitely think the PlayStation 1 at home is just a lot better.
For sure.
It functions better.
It also, I mean, when that thing launched, it had virtually compared to other PlayStation games, had really low load times. I think by today's standards, they were still a little long, but shorter than all those other titles. And it included this mini version of Galaxian in the load screen, so you could play a little Galaxian,
Right.
pew pew pew, and just play. It's pretty amazing that they even gave you that. I love that.
Did you win that? And that's in the PlayStation version. It's not the arcade.
No, that's
the
just
arcade,
PlayStation. Yeah.
It eventually makes it to the arcade too, but it was the PlayStation version that had that. And that kind of messed with me the first time I played it this week because I forgot about it. And so I'm like, oh, what's going on? And
Yeah.
Load up the wrong ROM? What's going on? And I was like, very funny.
I remembered at the time it was there when I had it I bought it day one on PS1.
Right.
And I remember at the time knowing
Launch title. Makes sense.
Yeah, it was a launch title. And I remember knowing it was there as a mini game and I could play it, but I'd forgotten completely. And so when I fired it up this week, I was like, oh shit.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
Look at this.
This hallway, by the way, or that tunnel he just went through, changes everything to yellow.
Yeah.
That is the most iconic. All you have to do is give me a tiny screenshot 400 yards away and I'll go, Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
yeah.
That's Ridge Racer. I don't
That's
even have
right.
to, you don't have to question
Yeah.
any of it. It's
You
crazy.
start pointing at it going, it's Ridge Racer.
Yep.
And yeah, because in this game, so we're not that far from, we're early on 3D racing. Sega and Namco are having it out at the arcade while Sega is about to try to have it out at home with Nintendo. And, they're trying to both beat to market, and Namco beat Sega to market they were trying to get Daytona out.
Yeah.
And they added this whole drifting mechanic, which is freaking it's total arcade, right? It doesn't drift like any modern drifting car does in games.
Yeah.
It drifts like Ridge Racer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Ridge Racer, there's no other racing games that feel like it. Since or before, in my opinion.
And the arcade, the PlayStation does a really good version of keeping the speed. Ports later on would get worse, but the PlayStation kept it pretty fast. It's like the arcade, and that was half the fun, is going fast.
Oh, yeah. No, the thing that set it apart was the sense of speed and also kind of just the chaos and speed at which the world would rock and move because, again, you're in a first-person view, so you don't really have the back of a car to keep you anchored. So everything's coming at you kind of, wow, whoa, rah. and drifting just meant like whole camera view of like,
Yeah.
like it's not, there's something different when you pull out versus when you're in it for that game.
And they put so much in it they didn't have to put in there. There's like airplane coming down to land in a couple of the turns. There's traffic in other lanes going in other direction. There's just nobody. As a matter of fact, when I first saw him, like, oh wait, can you like get on a side road here or something? And I was like, no, you can't. Oh, there's this animation.
Yeah, there's no that guy. There's no getting. There's no like, hey, take these 15 alternate secret routes. We're not there yet.
No.
That's not what this game is.
No.
But we would get there. R4 has a bit of that. If you know what
I
I'm
know
saying.
and we're gonna do a whole episode on R4. But before we get too far,
Are we now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Before we get to R4 though, I want to talk about the Nijicon. I think that's how you say it, or Nigicon.
Oh, I used to love going there every year. They have great swag bags.
They are great. So I'm going to post a link in our Discord server to the Nigicon.
Brian ain't taking no shit from me today. By the way.
I'm not taking Aaron.
Nope. I make this terrible joke and he just goes right past it. It's just like, I know what you're up to, but I'm not hanging around.
I'm not.
Okay, I did not have one of these, but I remembered this. Pretty cool.
So you said
describe it to people at home because those are just listening. What are we even looking at? What is this device?
Right. So this was the answer to the fact that Ridge Racer was a launch title, and if you had a PS1 launch, you would have had just a regular old controller with D-pad, no analog sticks, baby.
Yeah.
So when you're playing Ridge Racer, it's really hard to drift.
Yep.
It's hard to pull it off. So Namco had this little controller, and it's a twist controller. It looks like a regular controller that you would have maybe for it's kind of somewhere between the Sega Saturn or the Genesis and the Super NES controller. It's got 4 face buttons. It's got a D-pad, a start button. But the trick is in the center is kind of like this wheel, and it allows you to twist each side of the controller, and that's how you steer.
Yeah. Yep.
And so this was their answer to make Ridge Racer all the more fun. As a matter of fact, if you go on eBay, lots of times these are packaged with Ridge Racer.
Oh, I didn't know that. They come with a game? Okay.
Yep. And I had never seen one before until Tondagosa brought one to our Southeast meetup.
Oh, you got to hold one of those, did you?
I got to, and he's like, oh, you see? And I was like, what's it? Oh. I did the Floyd the Barber. But if you're looking for some, there's tons of them being sold out of Japan. There's a couple of them in the U.S., and the couple of ones I saw in the U.S. were like super yellow. I don't know if it's the environment, but it's super yellow. They do make a black version as well, and I would do that one. But it looks like a toy, doesn't it? It looks like a... Namco made some really cool looking...
I mean, it really does. Here you can see it twisting a little bit.
Yeah.
And the idea was you would steer... Yeah, you'd steer left and right. So you'd go like that and turn right, turn that, or left, turn that and go right. And the tighter you did it and held it, you would drift with it.
Yep.
I guess. That's wild, man.
Yeah, yeah. The designer said he got the idea from watching people play race games at home using controllers, because they would often... you've seen people do it. They lean one way when they're trying to turn, even though it's not really doing anything. They're leaning that way. And so that was kind of his idea. It's like, oh, what if they did this and it would turn like they're expecting?
Yep. Made a black one and a white one. And if you want to buy yours, pull about $80 out of your butt and get online and
you can get those yellow ones for about $40.
That's not bad.
Retro bright it, right?
When you say yellow, you mean like used yellow?
Let me see if I can show you the most offensive. Let me see here. Oh, while I'm looking for that, we'll also talk about the JogCon. I don't know if you've seen that one at all. I'd never seen a JogCon at all until this past week. It's another Namco controller, and it has like a wheel in the center that you can rotate around. It was made for racing games as well.
Oh, what in the hell? I'm looking at one now.
Right.
I do not remember this shit.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all.
Here, chat. You guys can see it here. This guy right here. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Got your two little, got your little hands on it. It looks like if you've ever 3D printed one of those steering wheels for an Xbox controller, it's kind of like that, but it's a big big dial in the middle. Almost looks like a volume knob on like a old stereo equipment or something.
Yeah, it's almost, the one front on doesn't do it justice. If you look at the whole thing flat down like this gives N64 controllers it gives them an apology a little bit.
Yeah.
Because good Lord, man.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There's a yellow one. It's not the most yellow I've seen, but that one's getting up there.
Oh, here's one. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at this one.
Pretty yellow.
Oh, yeah. This almost looks like just nobody took care of it. Is that what that is? Is that the yellow? Is that why
they walked around up in their butt for about 20 years? Is what it looks like.
Yeah, look at that.
It's pretty rough.
Ugh, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Nasty.
I'll just pay the extra $40.
Yeah, I mean we're past that era of beige being cool a long time ago.
Yeah.
So take that.
So get the black because it doesn't yellow as much. The gray still the gray triggers and stuff still gray a little bit, but still.
Yeah, you can tell. The other thing I noticed, I played some arcade version of the game this week, and I played some PlayStation of the first game.
Right,
and there is definitely a drop in overall fidelity on the PS1.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the time, I remember us thinking, man, this is 1-to-1, man. This is like as good as it's ever going to get. And it kind of wasn't. It was a little chunky and ugly and, it's PlayStation-y. It's fine.
We've seen some really bad arcade ports, and this is pretty good. The one for the PlayStation. Now, like we joked about earlier, the PlayStation doesn't have a Z buffer, so that's one of the things that happens. It's all that flashing and seeing through things. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can see through those little areas. It can be distracting occasionally because you'll be driving through someplace and you'll see this skybox or something behind you, and you're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Through. Yeah, lots of weird. The pop in alone is. Yeah, that kind of PlayStation 101.
Driven, drawn all kinds of locations. Like, hello, we're going to draw this now. It's coming in.
This is a wall. Nope, now it's not the wall. It's back. Oh, and you see this right here? I'm going to pause this. This blue thing you go past?
Yeah.
Let me play it again here. Right there. I swear to you, in the arcade version, that there was a game of Tetris happening here. But can you see how there's like lines stacked and stuff? When I was in the arcade, I remember pieces dropping and falling into place. Whereas at the home versions, it didn't.
Maybe your memories are getting. Maybe one of the later ones had that, because there was a few.
Maybe it sure looked like it to me. And so when I was playing this time, I was like, "Where the hell's my Tetris game?" I thought I saw.
I was wondering. I was like, "No, I just think it's just a black screen." And it's kind of fun because in the arcade one, when you cross the finish line. By the way, did we mention there's only one track?
Oh, yeah, that's all there ever was.
There's a couple of configurations at the arcade and the PlayStation version.
And you can reverse it, right? I think mirror it.
Right. Some of it reverses it, and there's time trials, and so you're mostly racing against 12 other racers, but then you also could do time trials, and it has different paths on the track.
You think games are expensive now for what you get? Let me tell you something. You got a racing game for about $45-$50 back then that had one ass track in it. Just so you know.
Oh yeah.
So quit complaining about your $80 Nintendo games, because
you just race it over and over again trying to get the highest score. Because what did you get for finishing first? Did the flag lady come over and no, nothing.
This guy did. Way to go. This guy came over and gave you a gentle kiss on your lap.
That's right. Good job.
Yeah. I don't know why I said lap. I regret saying it.
That suspension bridge is burned in my head too, though. You talk about the tunnel, but that suspension bridge also just so iconic.
Let's see if I remember where that is. So there's the tunnel. Let's see.
Is it early on? I think it's right after the tunnel.
Is it right after?
Right before you get back into the city, I think.
Let's see if this shows it. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so the suspension bridge. Yeah, I mean, this stuff was impressive as hell back then.
Oh man, yeah.
But it's a little bit like Daytona only had the one track. So it's not like, I had 2 tracks, didn't it?
Daytona.
Crap. I don't remember now. Did I have 2? We did Daytona. We did it on the show.
Did we do the arcade Daytona?
I'm sure we did.
Did we do Daytona?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about it.
I thought we did. Didn't we? Chat room, did we do Daytona?
Look, we spent 30 minutes before the show talking about Captain Kangaroo and Sid and Marty Krofft. My brain cells are dead.
Yeah, I can't think either.
They're dead.
Someone remembers. We don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you ever play the DS game? Because you had to use the stylus to steer or some shit like that.
Not until this week. I didn't even know there was one for the DS, and I tried it out, and it was difficult.
It's not easy, is it?
No, it is not.
Yeah, I didn't even try. I have the ROM, but I was like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not going. I go, and plus it's hard to emulate too. I didn't have my 2DS XL. I didn't have it all set up and ready to go for all that stuff. So I just kind of peeked in and peeked out like you probably did.
Yeah.
It looked fine.
It looked a bit like this, if this shows up at all. So you would take your stylus on the wheel, and you would move the wheel with your stylus or your finger. You could use. You didn't have to use a thing. It was all right. I don't know. I think you could also default it to use the D-pad. You didn't have to do it this way.
I'm hoping it does, but it seems like something asinine they would have done and said, nope.
Yeah.
you're in with the stylus or a not.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing. The DS in general is what a weird time.
Right. I mean, I didn't know.
I love that chip, but that's cool.
Oh, I love it. So good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that drifting in Japan was so popular at the time, and they like drifting around mountains and stuff. I was like, really?
Well, yeah, it was
Okay.
based on real stuff, I think. Tokyo Drift
Yeah,
was
it
like
totally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a craze for a while, and I didn't. I was like, man, that'd be totally cool. Trying to race up mountainsides, and
Yeah.
trying to get the rear wheels to let go and just slide around so you don't lose any speed. That's just insane to me.
Quick update. We got some info from. Here's our update sound. Hold on. Oh, updated news, everybody. You think that's Wolfenstein, but it's really to let us know that Tondergrosa has the correction and the answer. We did episode 33. It was
God.
It was called the Sega Racers, and it was all the big Sega racing games.
Okay.
Because we were like, we're not going to we're going to focus on one game that has one track. I mean, we're doing that today, but, but you know what I mean? Like Daytona didn't seem like it needed its own thing, but that's where we did it. I knew we had talked about it. I just couldn't remember where. And who can forget things like Rolling Fast? Come on now.
Yeah, rolling fast. No, it's rolling start, isn't it?
I thought he said fast, no? Rolling Start! That sounds like fast to me. Hold on.
Might be right.
He's not saying start, is he?
Now I'm not sure.
Rolling Start! That's not a start. He's saying fa.
No, he said stop.
Rolling Start!
Start.
I'm not hearing that.
Rolling start.
People keep in the chat are agreeing with you that it's Rolling Start, but I don't think that's what he's actually singing.
I only know that because I read it. Don't think that I hear that, because I hear what you're saying too. Because it sounds like rolling fart to me.
Rolling. Now I got to hear it again.
Rolling start. No.
It sounds like rolling fat.
Rolling. Yeah.
Sorry. Pushed that by accident. Well, all right then. That's cool. That was it was a hell of a game, that first one,
Oh yeah.
System 22 board, that was a landmark hardware wise. It was,
and boy, Namco milked the crap out of that thing.
Oh yeah, big time. Like you do, right? Yeah. That's what they did back then. Even Sega, they'd be like, "Oh, the Model 2's out. You know what that means? 15 games using Model 2 boards."
That's right. Let's roll it out.
Yep. There'd be a Virtua Fighter on there. There'd be, I think Daytona was the Model 2.
Yeah.
And can't remember what all, but they kept doing it. And then they would be like, now the Model 3. Oh, shit. I mean, that used to be, that used to be a thing you'd hear about all the time, these new boards in arcades. You don't hear that talk at all anymore. We're done.
We're done with that.
That's a bummer.
They're probably all just PCs in there, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they kind of are, right?
Hope not.
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's fine where it's come. I'm just saying where it was, that was interesting because we're always hearing this new stuff. I'd pick up Next Generation magazine. It would say, Sega's rolling out a rumored Model 3.5 board. What will it be? It's Shenmue in the arcade, like all this bullshit. Loved it. Rolling hard, says Jerry Tolbert.
Oh, rolling hard. I like that. Rolling's hard.
I'm hearing an F.
Rolling's hard.
I'll bet if I went and took that and made a computer try to translate it and do a transcribe, it would say fast.
Okay.
Or it would go fast forever.
Did we play Ridge Racer's theme? Did you have that one?
No, but I have this one.
Rave Racer.
We'll get to that later because Rave Racer is a thing that A, most people don't know about, and B, you probably never heard the music. But I'll play a little bit of the Ridge Racer. Let's check it out here. Whoops. Let's go back. Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
A Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
A Trek mode. Well, Ridge Racer over here.
Ridge Racer, come play it. All right, let me get to where they take off here. Let's see.
Were you any good at takeoffs?
Oh, I'm terrible at them.
Okay.
All racing games. That guy's like, I'm going to get the F out of here.
Oh, schmackers.
Anyway, you get the idea. Bunch of racing, bunch of sound. Any game that says if you hit the gas at the exact right moment, you'll get ahead with a boost.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what game's doing that. I'm off. I can't do
Always
it.
Always off.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tried. I really did. Once in a while, Mario Kart, I get lucky.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm usually shocked. I'm more shocked than you are when I get it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's like,
gonna wreck.
Get a picture. No one's going to believe me. that I somehow pulled this off. Why isn't this muting? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. But the System 22 board was so awesome, they decided to bring it back again for Ridge Racer 2.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter.
Yeah. What'd you think of 2 compared to 1? Are you a fan?
Pretty much the same game. A few little things here and there. Same track, but there is a day-night cycle, I believe, and the car models are updated a little bit. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's the most interesting about the Ridge Racer Arcade 2 is the fact that they didn't mind selling the arcade up to 8 machines. You need 8 individual machines to play 8-player Ridge Racer.
Yep, and only a few arcades would bother to do that.
I might would do 2, maybe 4.
Yeah. By the way, did you notice the guy didn't run out this time?
Yeah, he did. They took his. He took him out.
Took his sorry ass. Always begging for more money. Took that guy out.
Or maybe they yelled at him last time. It's like, dude, you got to get out of there before they start the race. I mean, you can't be running across at the last second.
That's right. Now, there's that rearview mirror you were talking about. A little glitchy, but it's in there. Gets the job done. Which I think, I forgot the helicopter comes and tries.
Oh, the helicopter is kind of cool. I kind of like it.
It's so dangerous the way it's flying.
That's what I love about it. It is so dangerous.
It's so dumb. But, the two just ramped stuff up. Like you do with these games, but it's still the same basic track. There's not much changed here, which I think. Oh, there's Galaxian getting played.
That's when they started adding the arcade stuff in.
I may have conflated these and gone, okay, Ridge Racer 1 had what looked like, because of the way the glass panes were, it looked like a Tetris game up there. They don't even have rights to Tetris, so I don't know why I'm thinking Namco would do it. And then the same people, and then later they put up a Galaxian minigame thing. And so I must have just conflated that one was, that they were both games.
Yeah.
This had a day-night cycle, though, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. I like the day-night cycle. That kind of added a little extra to it. It wasn't that they got it turned around pretty quickly, honestly. And I'll tell you this, too. If you're trying to emulate either one of these, the most recent or one of the more recent versions of MAME, I think .277 as the time of this recording, seems to do a pretty good job at it. It's not perfect. It gets a little laggy here and there, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time. This person looks like maybe they're using an older one. It's not quite as smooth as my experience.
Yeah, it seems like it's. I'm not sure where this one got capped, but two was a big deal in Meister. Oh, look, they added fog. I forgot about that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Foggy.
Drop more coins. Come on, man.
Now it's morning. Look, it's a daytime. Somehow you went 24 hours as you were driving this one track. Which just makes no sense. But it's a good time though. 2 is fine. It's a good bump up. If you were already having a good time with Ridge Racer, guess what? We got more of that for you. You got the same yellow tunnel and you got the same bridge to go over. And if you were okay with that, well, then you're okay with Ridge Racer 2, I think.
And you were not going to get a home port of this.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
Yep, you got the first one, but no second one.
I think that's because it's just not different enough.
I think so too. Plus, they were working on something. PlayStation was where Namco was living at the time, and they had another thing in mind, part 2 for the console.
Yeah, which would they they would bring out soon enough in the form of Ridge Racer Revolution.
Revolution!
Oh baby! So this is okay. So essentially, this is a proper sequel. Like let's have a third-person car. Let's have more tracks, more depth, more gameplay, more than just like arcade authenticity. That stuff's still there,
right?
But more cars and more tracks alone is kind of a huge deal. It also had split screen multiplayer, which at the time was how we all kind of went head to head. Oh, here's that mini game. Check it out. Or at least one of them is kind of a Galaga-like that you could play. I don't think that was based on any real game, though, as far as I know.
I don't think so. Or maybe I don't think it was based on a real game.
They made that up.
Is that the one, or was it the previous one where if you killed all, you could unlock things?
There's some stuff you can unlock, but I can't remember what it is. It was something basic, like you can reverse this first track to reverse or something if you kill all the little dudes.
Which one was it that you could unlock? You could unlock the crazy wheel ones. One was the really big wheels.
Oh.
Because they released an arcade version of that in Japan. We never got that.
We never got it, but yeah, you're right. And it wasn't actually PlayStation hardware in the machine.
Oh, I think you might be right.
Something like that.
I remember like that happened. Fed back through, yeah.
Yeah, it was some kind of thing where they were working with Sony to say, all right. Oh, that was Mappy up there this time. Anyway, where they were like, hey, what if this was cheaper and we just put a PlayStation in there? And you saw that happen a lot. Nintendo did it, and they still do it. I played the connected machine racing version of Mario Kart Arcade, and it's just a bunch of switches in there. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, nothing fancy going on.
I remember playing. What did they have Peggle at the beginning of World of Warcraft? I think that was the only next time I had seen.
Not at the beginning, but you could add it as an add-on, and when you would fly,
that's right.
Yeah, you fly from one city to another, and you could play Peggle while you flew.
Is that how they got by? Didn't Namco have didn't they like have the rights to the mini game? I was reading this week. It's like they tried to
copyrighted.
I think it copyrighted.
They tried to, but that didn't work. And in the end, they lost all that because
I thought they did it for a while. Yeah, they lost it.
Oh no, they did, but they lost it eventually because it's just not the kind of thing you can trademark for long. Right. But yeah, it used to be a thing that they claimed was theirs, and only they could do it. In the World of Warcraft case, that was not Blizzard doing it. That was somebody else doing it. That was a fan doing it, making a mod for it, and they got in trouble from PopCap, not from Blizzard. Because PopCap owns the rights to Peggle, and Bejeweled is the other one you could get.
Oh, no Zuma though, right? All right.
But at some point, I want to say at some point those became official, and it was the actual PopCap versions of those games or something like that. But then
good ideas.
But then Blizzard pulled out and said, "No, I can't remember the deal." There was some whole thing with that because you can't do it now. You can't run it now, which sucks. But
oh, really? Can't run it at all?
No,
not even on vanilla. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they won't let you. Well, if you ran your own vanilla server, maybe you could.
Okay.
They're not letting it on their live stuff. So
jerks.
Oh, did you see that Hayashi, whatever his name is from Tekken, on the wall there? So
I missed it.
Yeah. So this is Namco going, hey, we got other shit too. Let's show Mappy. Let's show a little Pac-Man. How about a little Tekken? You know.
Namco did love doing that, man. They love putting their properties. I think they started with this Ridge Racer, actually, probably just throwing up billboards and stuff and putting mappies on
feel like a very
stuff.
early example of it for sure, if not the first. I'm always surprised when there's not more of that actually. Like Sega was doing it too. They had the big carved out Sonic relief up in the mountain in Daytona. There's Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, so they just, they're Namco doing Namco shit. But this game looked so much better than that launch title. Oh my gosh, just a million times better. Which said a couple of things. One, everybody's getting better handle on the new hardware, and in particular, juicing the PlayStation for what it's capable of. Way less pop-in, way less draw distance issues, a little smoother, just a cleaner, better game.
Right. And Ridge Racer got included because Ridge Racer Revolution still is more arcade. You can still choose from 4 cars. There's only like 12 other cars to race against. You're not playing a big career. Because Ridge Racer eventually, like R4, everything we love about it, that's because it's not necessarily an arcade game. It's a home game.
It's not an arcade game at all, really.
It's got a lot of depth to it.
It's got a campaign. It's got multiple stages and play modes, stuff that quarters and arcade would never give you any of that stuff.
Right.
That's why I love it, is because it was like, finally, this is a worthy $50 or so expenditure on a game that's going to last me longer than just a few thrilling minutes.
Right.
Unlike, one, again, it's not besmirching these earlier games. It's just that they were arcade replicas, especially the first one. And so you were just playing that arcade thing over and over. And that was okay, because we were all hoping for more of that coming home. But ultimately, what we really wanted was depth and, other modes of play and reasons to return to it and stuff like that. And R4 brought that stuff in spades.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
Big fan of that stuff, too.
Anyway, it was pretty good, this Revolution game. I remember playing it at the time.
Yeah.
Then let's talk about, Brian, this.
Ray Racer.
This is a game I'd never even heard of until this week. I didn't know it existed.
Me Me either. They for a long time, Namco said, "Nah, we're just gonna do the PlayStation. We're gonna stay at home. We're gonna do the home stuff. That's really paying off for us." And then they said, "Hey, let's go back to the arcade with some Ridge Racing."
Yep.
And we got this insanity. This is Rave Racer.
It's pretty
Rave
crazy.
Racer.
You could look at it, glance at it, and go, "Oh, it's just Ridge Racer." It's pretty different. Like the way this car, you can see it in the way it moves. This just moves weird.
I love how it moves because the screen tilts. And I looked up because I was thinking, oh, is this like this got like a big, like an arcade? You sit in a cockpit that kind of turns you side to side. No, the screen tilts whenever you turn.
Yep.
And man, when you land, it is so freaking awesome. It makes you feel like an arcade game. You feel like a badass.
Yeah, the ground wobbles. It's like crazy movement. I wouldn't recommend playing this if you get motion sick very easy, because I think this will put you there for sure. My wife would hate this game. Oh my gosh.
Oh, straight from the beginning. So like the original Ridge Racer, you have like, a lady walking slowly across with 1 minute and a guy running across, but not really fast. In this one, you have this slow pan up with flashing lights that go off and on over this polygonal looking lady in her leather looking racewear. And man, I hope you don't I hope you're not sensitive to flashing lights, because you'll probably die.
Yeah it's cool though. I actually enjoyed my time messing with this. It did not play well on the Ambernick I played this on.
No, it's hard to emulate.
Yeah,
I tried to emulate this week, and it whoever has recorded this here, it looks good.
Yeah, even they've got this. Look at this splitty sky though. It's like you can never quite get this game to run just right. There's something funky in the code or whatever. But it's fun.
It's fast. Oh man, oh my gosh, it's so fast. 1995, the same year as Ridge Racer Revolution.
Yeah,
and
I think it's their way of continuing the arcade legacy while pumping the home stuff with the Ridge Racer name. And they're like, well, in arcades we've got Rave Racer, which unfortunately sounds a lot like Wave Racer, so they probably got in trouble. Not in trouble, but just marketing issues.
Rage Racer, which was a thing too, or a million other things that it sounds like.
Yeah, but the good news is it thankfully had this
Rave Racer.
As soon as you put the quarter in there, dude. Imagine putting a quarter in a thing and having it go.
I know, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, oh no.
I love it
Did
so
anybody
much.
hear that?
Yeah, I know. I love that so much. I'm keeping that one forever.
Yeah.
So good. If I could, this would be one. If I saw this in arcades, I would sit and play this right now, if I could.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a real good time.
And this has also got a link where you can link a couple of systems together or solo. And
that started to become standard around then, don't you think? Like all these racing
especially
games.
Race games. Yeah.
I can't think of any others. I guess there was some shooting, like cooperative shooter stuff, light guns, but not too many other linkable games unless they were racing. Some kind of racing. Sometimes they were bikes. Sometimes they were skateboards or whatever. Do you remember the skateboard one you could slide around on?
Yes, I love that one. What was it called?
I don't remember the name. That's cool, though.
Yeah, I used to love that one.
Ah, shit.
You ever get in trouble for jumping on those when you're supposed to? Are you going to play that?
Yeah.
Got to put money in that to play it, sir.
Yeah. No, people.
Shut up.
Even today, I was at that arcade I was telling you about recently over at the mall. I forgot what it's called. They're all over the place. I thought they were just here. But anyway, they have all these big linked up machines and everything, and we did a little meetup there. Yeah. And had the guy yell at me for stomping too hard on the... Can't remember what it was. It was a rhythm game, but it wasn't Dance Dance. It was something else. And I'm like, I'm just, I'm a big guy, 6'3", 240. I look like I'm causing trouble.
I was just doing what 6'3" people do.
Yeah, that's what tall people do. Sorry, but this is how I was raised. Anyway, it's a cool game, though. Now, let's talk about the ugly stepchildren of the Ridge Racer legacy.
Yes.
Ridge Racer 64.
Right.
Comes out in 2000. It's a little ways away from all this.
Yeah, long. Well, Nintendo had been jonesing for a Ridge Racer for a really long time. They're like, well, we want a Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
Come on.
And this thing, I'm looking at it now. It makes me kind of sick. I think this is one of the ugliest games. It is late to the game, first of all. Late to the console game, because we're about to get GameCube in no time. I mean, that had already been announced. The Dolphin was rumored and being talked about. So we're late stage relatively, I should say, late stage N64, and this is like ass to me. I never.
It runs too slow. They're trying too many lighting effects. It's just I don't know.
It's not great. It's not a good port.
No, it was developed in house, I believe, if I read that correctly.
In house, like Nintendo in house or somebody else.
Yeah. Like one of their trusted third party developers.
So Namco handed the keys to somebody and said, "Do this."
Yeah,
Okay.
just figure it out.
Figure it out.
They've been bugging us for years. It's the NST, not Nintendo Software Technology. Okay, I don't know who that is.
I mean, I feel like maybe this game would get you through in a pinch if you're a kid on Christmas Day with only one racing game under the tree, and it's this. I guess that's fine. Yeah. But all your F-Zero friends are laughing at you. You know what I mean? Or even like your Wipeout friends. Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but the rear view mirror in this isn't working. That might be an emulation issue.
That's interesting. It's probably the emulation, if I had to guess.
That might be an issue, but I don't know, man. Ridge Racer 64, it's rough.
You know how you're going to hate it the most? Is because everything that's labeled with is R64. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, that makes me want to break something. Don't like it. Anyway, it's worth mentioning, though, because it existed. It was around.
I'm sure it's somebody's favorite, right? Come on.
And it had some exclusive tracks. It had some stuff to like about it. Its pop-in and stuff was not nearly as bad as the PlayStation version.
Oh, no. We had Z buffers on the N64, baby.
Yeah.
There's more involved, too, but that really goes a long way towards drawing all that stuff.
It's a little Ridge Racer, a little Revolution kind of mashed up, and Nintendo fans got it a little too late, in my opinion.
Too late.
Okay, here's the thing I was going to say about Ridge Racer. I know we're not talking about 4, but I want to say what happened to me this week because I think this is important.
Oh, okay.
So I played a bunch of 1, played a bunch of Revolution. Those are quite easy to play. PlayStation 1 emulation's great. No problem.
Right.
I didn't play, or I tried to do Rave Racer and it was a mess, but I kind of got a taste for it. Having a great time. These things are great. But then I say to myself, wasn't R4 the bomb? Wasn't that where it was at?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, just so I can compare these when I talk to Brian, I'm going to run that one.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how we'd feel.
Yeah.
Man, to this day.
Yeah.
Ridge Racer R4 is so good.
It's so delicious.
It is such a great game. And I'm not just saying it looks better or feels better or has more features. Those are all true. But that game legitimately has one of the coolest UIs ever made in games. And that includes new stuff. Like people don't borrow enough from this game and rip it off because it's that good. But the campaign holds up. The controls hold up. Just how that game feels is as fresh today as it was the day it came out. I can't recommend enough people do that. We may get around, like Brian said, to doing an entire R4 episode. If we do, great. If we don't, play it. Do not sleep on it. And don't play it first. Because if you play it before you play these others, you're going to make yourself sad.
Yeah, it's going to be very sad. It's very much going back.
Don't be sad. Be happy.
There's such a wide gap between the arcade ones we talked about today and R4. And it's on PlayStation. I mean, it's on a PlayStation 1. It's crazy that it can run so well in there.
Oh, it's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
So good, though. Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
I want to play right now. All right. Well, instead, we're going to play a game we made up. Would you like to do that, Brian? Would you like to play a game we made up?
Oh, did we make up a game?
Yeah.
Okay.
We made up a game.
So.
Yeah,
Right.
we did, and we call it Guess Our Game.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. Now, usually what will happen is the chat room will bark out shit like
Shart lifter
or ridge lifter.
Ridge lifter.
Something like that. That doesn't sound good, does it? I need to have my ridge lifted. So we're gonna go ahead and play that game, and I have to do the thing for it.
Destroy it.
All right, here's the deal, Brian. I got a clip here. You're gonna hear some audio from an old game. You're gonna have to guess from 4 options, and I can tell you the platform and the year. Here you go. The platform is the N64, Nintendo 64. Okay. The Nintendo Revolution, they called it originally. Oh no, that was the Wii.
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember what the code name was.
They called the N64. They called it. Oh my God! Why am I blanking on it?
Because Dolphin was GameCube.
Yeah.
Revolution 60 or no? Revolution
it's the
was
Ultra
Wii.
64.
Ultra. Was that it?
I had it. Yeah. Yep. I had to dig through my brain.
Okay.
It was in there.
Anyway, 1997. This is a big year for that device. About a year into its existence in the States, anyway. And also a big year for games on that thing. So I'm going to have you guess from all of these which it is. Here you go. 97 and 64. Here we go. All right, just kind of goes like that. Do you need more than that?
No, I've never heard any of this, so you could play it for another hour and it would not change the fact.
I will say
no
it's
idea.
underrated for sure.
Unless they say the name of the game in a couple of seconds. Will they do that?
They will not do that.
Oh, okay.
I made
All right,
sure. I always make sure they never do that, or else that's a
Right.
dead giveaway usually.
Yeah.
It's like Street Fighter. Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Ridge
Yeah.
Racer.
Ridge Racer.
Or in the case of Ridge Racer, Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. Come on, come on.
Is that what
Ridge
this
Racer.
is?
Come on.
All right, here you go. Is it A, Mischief Makers? Is it B, Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber? Is it C, Space Station Silicon Valley? We've talked about that game before. Or is it D, Goemon's Great Adventure? So again, it is A, Mischief Makers, B, Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber, C, Space Station Silicon Valley, or D, Goemon's Great Adventure. I will tell you these are all actual games from that year for the N64. So these are not made up.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
I can prove it.
This does not sound like it is in a space, so I'm getting rid of C.
Okay. No C.
Goemon's Great Adventure. I don't know. Goemon's Ogre Battle 64. I don't hear any ogres, so you'd think you'd hear something like rawr, rawr, rawr. So it's got to be either A or D.
That tells me you've never played one of the Ogre Battle games, but that's fine.
Obviously. It's going to be A or D. I'm going to say, just give me the A.
Give you the A? All right.
Give me
let's
the
see.
A. Because Mischief Makers just sounds, God, it sounds fake, but it also sounds like, because there's something that makes some mischief. go
Yeah,
ahead.
you want making mischief? Sure.
Yeah,
All right, here
mischief,
you go.
yeah.
Is it that correct answer? It is. You got it. Nailed
No.
it. Mischief Makers is the answer.
Now play some Ogre Battle.
Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle is kind of weird because it's basically Final Fantasy Tactics
Right.
style game, but there's no real ogres in it. I mean, there are. Not really, though. Ogre Battle's weird. I can't explain it. It's one of those Japanese names where you're just like, they call it a thing, and you're like, why'd they call it that?
Why not?
Especially the Person of Lordly Caliber. What are we doing?
I thought you made that up.
Nope. Totally new.
All
Or
right.
totally real.
Okay.
Totally exists. All of those games do. I don't know what Goemon's Great Adventure is, but it does exist. I've just never played it. The rest I've seen. Well done, Brian. You're ahead of the game already. Tell me my clip. Well, tell me what my year and my platform are. Then I'll play.
All right. We're looking at the Sega CD, which I have very precious, very little memories of. And the year is 1992, which would have been when you had your Sega CD.
That's right. All right, here we go.
Rave.
Just kidding. I'm not playing anymore. Rave Racer.
Rave.
This is my ASMR.
Rave Racer.
I just want to hear her whisper to me all day. All right, here it is. Let's see what it is. This is very whimsical.
Yeah. Very whimsical.
Okay, give me my options.
All right. Look, you think this is A, Chuck Rock, B, Wonder Dog, C, Wolf Child, or D, Time Gal?
These are all real Sega CD games.
These are all real Sega CD games that came out in 1992.
Man.
If you can believe it or not.
That's wild. I always forget the CD was the same year as I got my first Genesis.
No,
Time's weird when you're younger.
it really is.
I don't like it.
No, sir.
All right, I don't think this is Wonder Dog,
Wonder Dog.
and I don't think it's
That's
Wolf
Underdog.
Child, whatever the hell that is. This is either A or D.
Oh, we got an AD situation again.
Yeah, Time Gal, I'm not familiar with, but this could be whimsical. Like, hey, I'm changing time. I'm in a different time.
Look at me.
Look at me.
It's 1933.
It's the 30s, and now it's 1721. Or it could very easily be this other one, which is called, where is it? Chuck Rock, which sounds like
Rock.
Sounds like a caveman hucking rocks or something.
Yeah.
I'm honestly a little stumped, so I'm gonna say Time Gal. I don't know. D. I don't know.
Scott says, give me the D, and I have to go.
Man.
Aw, man. It's B. Wonder Dog, a side-scrolling platformer. One of the first for the Sega CD.
Hold on. Was Wonder Dog? Was it based on the Wonder Dog cartoon?
No. It was definitely a Super Mario Brothers type game with a stupid dog.
Okay, and it was Sega CD, you say, right?
Yeah, Sega CD.
Let me see if I can get a screenshot here. Oh, I have a vague memory of this. Okay, I it's a game I never played, but I saw this on shelves.
Yeah, it's not Wonder Dog from Super Friends.
JVC made it. Boy, they had really given up on their stuff by then, hadn't they?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, guess we're going to make games for other people now. Okay. Did they make, there's the Mega CD version of it. Yeah, the Sega CD version. Let's see. I'm trying to find here's actual graphical treatment here. Somebody did a quick play with it, but here's your little Wonder Dog man.
Yeah, little Wonder Dog man.
He's more of a dog, I guess. He's not really a man. Boy, the Sega CD, it's such a bummer. It has this amazing sound.
Really,
and it has terrible load times, and it just looks like Genesis games.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about load times. Like on Ridge Racer, that was released, the first one that was released for the PlayStation, it loaded everything into memory except for the music, so you could plop it out and put in your own music.
That's right. I did that. I put, this is going to be embarrassing. So you had to be real tricky about this. Yeah. I would take the first Wipeout disc. This is later, obviously. Take the Wipeout disc, which had all music tracks in real time in it, but the first track was data, right?
Right. Oh, that's right.
So you had to be careful, because if you put it in there during Ridge Racer and you hit play, it would play the first track, but it would just be static and it'd be really loud. So it'd be like...
my gosh.
So you had to hurry up and like skip through the tracks to get to the tracks you wanted, but then for the rest of the time it was like Wipeout music. Like that thing.
That is like Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz mixing up, right?
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
I love doing that. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was cool doing that in the car, because sometimes I'd put my CD player in the car and then a friend would say, I'll drive for lunch. I'm like, fine, you can drive. And he would start my car up and the first track would go... And I'd go, he's like, oh shit, what's that? And I'm like,
sorry about that.
Hit next. And then it would be, I'm your fire starter. Who's your fire starter? It's good stuff.
They sell regular CDs, Scott.
Yeah, I know. But then also, just so everyone at home knows, I know that was from 2, not 1. Okay, I know.
Right.
XL, I should say. All right, well, you win today in the game.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I win though, because I had to go seek out a game that you had never heard of called Wonder Dog and watch the clip and decide that was the music that I was okay with.
I mean, it's a fair point, but I still think you deserve the win. I think you did a good job.
Yeah.
All right, now this. We'd like to welcome a game to Retro, Advent Rising for the Xbox, May 31st, 2005. Boy, this game was not the hit they thought it was going to be. They thought it was going to be huge, man. And it was based on the book by, who did it? Look it up. I forgot. The game was Advent Rising, action adventure third person video game based on who wrote? Oh, Orson Scott Card wrote it. That's right. Okay. Because I had this local. He's from here, lives in Provo still. I think he's still alive. I probably just killed him by saying his name, but anyway. He the big deal was that Orson Scott Card, the creator of what's the one with the kid and Harrison Ford in it? It's the one everyone loves. It's his series. It's called hold on, I'm looking it up because it's gonna piss me off. Oh, he got the Nebula Award for this. Ender's Game. Geez, Scott. Chat
Ender's
room-
Game.
chat
I was
room's
trying to
probably
think of what you.
screaming
I was like, that did not sound familiar at all. Ender's Game. I did forget about that.
Yeah, he was that guy, or is that guy, and he's. The point is that was a big deal. It's like a real author, fantasy science fiction author, who is going to lend his talents to a video game.
Right.
What? And that was still
Things
pretty
are changing.
That was a really rare thing still at that
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal, and then the game tanked. It wasn't very good.
Yeah. Did you take the game out to your CD player and try to see if you could play composer's Tommy Tallarico's music?
No, I never.
Okay.
I never did
All right.
do that. Should I?
Okay.
Should I do that now? I could do it now.
I don't know. How do you feel about Tommy Tallarico? How do you feel about him? He's like he's a.
If I met him, I'd touch him in his swimsuit place.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Real quick here, it was. I was going to say they had a PSP version of that game planned, and that was the one I was interested in. They canceled it. Didn't happen. So because it didn't do very well. They also had comics. They had all kind. They were going to do a huge deal with this game, but it just was such an average game. It wasn't very good. Maxim gave it 4 stars out of 5, though. They gave it a good one.
Yeah.
Whereas Jim Schaefer of Detroit Free Press gave it 1, saying,
Yeah.
my biggest complaint is that the camera sucks. Anyway,
Steam kind of likes it. Okay, so it's mostly positive.
I think it's maybe aged better than it.
Yeah.
It had some neat ideas that weren't ready to be center stage. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind. Well, they do this all the time now. You have lots of authors like George R. R. Martin came up with all the concepts around Elden Ring, which is one of the biggest hits ever. So, authors do this now. Video games aren't scary.
No.
No, they go for it.
No, not most of them.
No. But anyway, welcome, Advent Rising. You're here. Your family. Good job.
Your family.
We now have some of this to do. Now I've completely lost my place again. Why do I do that to myself? Here we go.
Welcome to the treasure room.
Yes, that's right. Listener feedback. The ways to contact us are many and simple. If you just go to frogpants.com/playretro, you'll find them all. But in case you want to be more specific, you can send us texts and voicemails to voicecast.app/playretro. And you can also email us at playretroshow@gmail.com. Like I say, these things are all over on the site, so you don't have to think too hard about it. Just go get them, send this stuff in. Like this text from someone without a name. Darn it, I don't have their name. They say, Dear Play Retro, Scott, you are not wrong. The arcade restoration crowd consists of purists. This is after I complained a little bit about getting some beef on YouTube. It's kind of partly why I haven't filmed some of the work I've done on that cabinet over there.
Right.
Because I don't want to stir up the nerds.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah. There's people that's very passionate.
Nobody wants to kick a tree full of bees, Brian.
No.
You know what I mean?
Except for Pooh Bear.
Well, that's
But
true.
other than that.
Because he gets honey out of it.
Yeah.
He at least has a motivation.
Yeah.
But anyway, he says, for the next few videos you make, just mention that you will be putting a CRT on Facebook Marketplace, and it will find a home with someone who can repair and use it in a restoration project of their own.
What did you say you was going to do with it? You said you was going to shoot a BB gun in it?
I just said I was going to toss it and put in LED screen.
Toss it?
I know. See, it even rubs you the wrong way. See? So what he's saying is fake like I care about the restoration of a CRT, and then everything will be fine. Is basically what he's saying. I mean,
Smart.
what he's probably saying is go ahead and actually put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I will do that.
Right.
I'm not going to just throw it away. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that when you could put it on Facebook Marketplace where somebody can come murder you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Or eBay where it could explode in the truck and ruin everything. So the advantage of LCD screen is that you should be able to open your cabinet and move the LCD screen to either vertical or horizontal orientation. Vertical games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Frogger. Horizontal games like Joust, Robotron, and Moon Patrol. Best of luck with your project. Yeah, I mean, that is part of my
good
thinking.
advice.
Yeah, part of my thinking is that. But my other part is I'm not trying to restore this freaking Galaxian board and so I can play Galaxian in here. The restoration is about preserving my dad's cabinet. That's it. The guts of it matter nothing to me.
Yeah, because your dad didn't make the guts.
No, the game came from Namco on a board. I'll keep the board and somewhere else, but I don't care about that thing running. It won't anyway. It's dead. And I know that's for some people that's a meticulous good time to go and fix that board. Not here for that. What I want is like, this was my dad's cabinet. He built these cabinets by hand, and I'm going to rig this up so it'll play 1,000 arcade games and be a thing that kids can all come see and hang out with, and his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren can see it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want these guys. Oh, I should shut up because I'm going to get in trouble. But some of these guys are really like, I can't believe you're getting it. It's like, dude, it's fine. Go to dinner, touch some grass. Everything's fine. Anyway, thank you for that, whoever you are.
Not wrong though.
I forgot.
You're absolutely right. No name.
I think Minister No Name is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
If you want to send in your own stuff, once again, go to frogpants.com/playretro. You'll find all the links there, and we'd love to get your voicemails, your texts, and your emails. Our next game will be...
Yuck.
Just kidding. It's not gross. Mech Warrior 1 and 2.
Ah, yeah. Look at old mechs. Let's get some mech on.
Shit. Dude, you don't even know.
Yeah.
I am so Mech Warrior fan.
Oh, me too.
Died in
Huge
the
fans.
died in the stone, or however you say. Is there a word?
Died in the motor oil. Yeah.
And something like that.
Yeah.
Died in the overheated chassis. Yeah, I love those. For me, it peaked at 4. I think the new one, 5, is pretty good, and Clans is also very good. But there really needs to be somebody who can truly make an amazing modern Mech Warrior game in the BattleTech universe. And we're going to talk about 2 of them. Excuse me, 1 and 2, which are huge hits at their time. And they're also bringing Microsoft is bringing Mech Warrior 2 to Xbox Live.
That's the rumor.
I mean, they're bringing a bunch
here.
of. They got a whole new phase of like retro stuff happening, and they're bringing old stuff there. We haven't talked much about it, but they've got a bunch of old arcade stuff, bunch of Atari stuff they just added. They're going hard on that, so we'll see how that goes. We're also probably just days away from an actual Half-Life 3 announcement, which I know sounds insane. If that's true, it'll probably happen at Games Fest this week, Friday, I guess. If that ends up happening for real, it's been rumored for 20 years.
I know.
20,
Biggest joke in
years.
the world is like, oh, it's coming. Just kidding.
Might actually happen.
Yeah.
People are going to lose their minds if it does. But anyway, more on that soon. But come back next week for us to talk about Mech Warrior 1 and 2.
Mitch Warrior.
Yep. Get your PCs out. Get your... one day we need to talk about... what's the NY... Is it LAPD... LAPD something mech game? Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
PlayStation 1?
We've mentioned it before. What did we say?
Oh, I love that game!
LAPD mech. We mentioned it at one point in time.
I don't remember the name, but I love that game. We got it at some point. Oh, what's that called? It's going to piss me off. LAPD PS1 game. It is called Future Cop LAPD.
That's it. Future Cop.
One of these days.
Oh, I think I looked at this and I wanted to do an episode of it, and I couldn't get work or something.
We have to. It's, oh my gosh, the memories. They're flooding back. Here, let me pull it up. It's basically a Mech Warrior game, but you're a cop. You're basically Ed 209. And Electronic Arts published it. They'll probably never make any follow-up to this, but it's a shame because this was such a fun game.
If I remember, it was hard to control. Is that what I remember?
It was pretty tricky. Yeah, it was before the analog sticks hit. It was pre-DualShock, so you kind of had to work with a D-pad, and it wasn't great, but...
Yeah, I hate working with a D-pad.
I love the game so much. It was basically Mech Warrior Cop Edition. Here's
Cop Edition.
Police guy riding around. Anyway, more on that soon. Hey, a reminder about this contest. If you guys want a copy of Doom the Dark Ages, doghousesystems.com is the ones giving it to us. Go to frogpants.com/play-retro-contest. That's all you got to do.
And you gotta do?
Yeah, and sign up. I mean, you may not win. You might win, though. Like, your chances are higher if you sign up than if you don't. But we'd love to give away that copy of Doom the Dark Ages to celebrate all things Doom, both old and new. And you can get that right now. It'll be a Steam code, so just know that going forward. That is frogpants.com/play-retro-contest, and we'll give that away our very next episode, whenever that is.
Ooh, next Monday, maybe. I don't know.
Monday.
Nope. Next Monday, I got a thing.
Oh, you have a thing, so we're going to have to shift it. We might... Wait, where are you Tuesday?
Tuesday's good.
We might be able to just bump it a day.
Yeah.
We'll see. One way or the other, though, you guys are going to win, and that's exciting.
Way.
One quick note about our Patreon and people who have joined it. We just got a brand new patron, Jeremy Townsend, and Jamesus, like Jesus, but Jamesus. It's pretty great. Love that. A couple of new folks who are hanging out in our Patreon, patreon.com/playretro, where you'll get no ads of any kind ever, pre-show content every week, and other cool benefits. How do you sign up? Well, you just head over there now and sign up. In fact, we're going to watch an episode of Silverhawks after this, and that exclusively goes up to the Patreon after we're done.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I'm so excited.
And I can't hide it.
I know it. Tally Hawk.
Tally Hawk. Anyway, that'll be that. Brian, anything else you got to mention before we get out of here today?
Yeah, I just want to say Ridge Racers over here. Come play it. Ridge
Racer.
Racer.
Come on now, lady. Enough of your crap. Go play something retro. We'll see you guys next time.
Go to frogpants.com for more amazing. It's like a maze of amazing.
Racer.